This is the Garden Valley Baptist Church, and right behind it is the cemetery, Garden Valley Cemetery, where Keith Green is buried. Keith Gordon Green was born October 21st, 1953 in Sheepshead Bay. That's Brooklyn, New York. Keith was a Christian music pianist, singer, and songwriter. At age 11 in 1965, he was signed by Decca Records. He appeared on the Jack Benny program, Steve Allen Show, and I've Got a Secret. Keith had a Jewish heritage and was raised in Christian Science. At age 19, he met a fellow seeker and musician named Melody Steiner. They were married a year later. He is risen. He is risen indeed. The Greens Outreach Ministry was called the Last Days Ministry, and it was in the San Fernando Valley. They moved to Garden Valley, Texas in 1979. Keith Green died July 28, 1982 in a plane crash with 11 other people, including 2 of his children. And that was about a mile from here. In 2001, he was inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. If you remember, some of his songs were "Oh Lord, You're Beautiful," "Easter Song," "Make My Life a Prayer to You." And the cemetery is right behind the church. This is the Garden Valley Cemetery, and we're here today to find the grave of Keith Green. And the cemetery is right behind the Garden Valley Baptist Church. And the grave should be in this corner way in the back. Okay, we've entered the road here, and now we're going towards the grave. Now the grave is supposed to be along the fence line, So we'll go over there and see if we can find it. This is the back corner of the cemetery. And you can see the church in the background. And the grave is right along the fence back here. But before we find the grave, we've discovered another grave of a famous evangelist, preacher. And that, of course, is Leonard Ravenhill. 1907 to 1994. Carried by angels. Are the things you are living for worth Christ dying for? And this is the back of his grave. And as we make our way back, we see the grave of Keith Green. And this is the back of the grave. And it says, "Gone to be with Jesus." Unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains by itself alone, but if it dies, it bears much fruit. John 12:24. Josiah David Green, September 18th, 1978, July 28th, 1982. Keith Gordon Green, October 21st, 1953, July 28th, 1982. Bethany Grace Green, February 5th, 1980, July 28, 1982. And they were all buried in one casket.